All right. So today has been, shall we say, a big old mess. Technical issues. I had my speakers on, so there was going to be a big old echo there. All right. So I managed to screw up a bunch of stuff this morning. Um, Not that you got to see it because I forgot to hit the go live button. Yep, because I'm an idiot. Anyway, my name is Derek. I am the owner, creator, head silicone slinger for Amavidi, and I'm going to do some customs today. Um, when we get to the orders, I'll announce the last three digits of the order number, and if that matches yours, then that one will be for you. Okay, so let's get started. First off, I'm going to need some gloves. Do, 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 do. Okay. Now, snappy, snappy gloves. Okay. First thing I want to do is I want to test out this mold because I just made it and I haven't done a pull from it yet, so I want to make sure that there aren't any bubbles hidden someplace. So I'm going to do a fairly simple pour on that one. It's going to be, I don't know, what color should we use? Hmm, I think, how about this? How about this silver? I like this silver. So I think that's what I'm going to use on this one. And I just want to make sure that my cups are clean. And by the way, this is just 99% isopropyl alcohol. It likes to kill all the wee beasties. Hey, Vox Glove, how you doing? Yeah, today's been a real train wreck. Um, oh man, there's so many things that went wrong today, and I'm having to redo everything. So, yeah. All right, so let's get this one done real quick. Let me test this mold. Let me grab my silicone, and we'll get that going. And as always, if you have questions, drop them in the chat, and I'll get to them as I can. All right. So let's get this mixed up here real quick. Since I'm just doing a single color pour, I've got my part A and part B here in the cup. Normally I would mix that up completely before adding pigment, but in this case we're just doing a single color pour. So not too worried about, well, I don't need to worry about separating out anything. So we're just going to get that mixed in. There we go. Stir, 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 mix, mix, mix. And I'm going to tell you right now, even this live stream, still having problems because my music won't play for some reason. It's weird. Ah, Voxglove Green, yeah, that would have been awesome. Except I'm not paying attention to the chat like I should. Just gotta make sure we scrape everything down. Get everything off the stir stick. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And we'll drop that into the vacuum chamber. Ooh, what kind of pigments do I like? Um, you know, I kind of like TKB does. TKB Trading has a lot of really good pigments. Um, so I generally like their stuff. Uh, I also I also use some of the Silk Pig and some of the variants based off of Silk Pig, um, which is more of a liquid based pigment like this. And then I also like mixing my own pigments because some of them like to clump up. Let's see if I can find an example. Like this pink here. I don't know if you can see the detail on it, but you can see how it kind of, this is where it kind of clumped up here at the top where it drained down and kind of dried. But if I take that dry pigment and I mix it in with silicone thinner, I get a really nice blended silicone pigment. Um, but yeah, I do like TKB's pigments. You like a little sparkle. I see my aesthetic goes kind of dark. I like those really dark, intense colors. Um, guess it's the goth teenager in me that's coming back out. Hmm. And I've got this one here. I'm hoping this will be ready here in a few minutes because I need that mold. I need that mold for an order. If that mold isn't ready, then I've got another mold that I want to test out. This is another mold that I just made this weekend. Yeah, actually, I think I made it last week, but I'm gonna see how it came out. Once again, I haven't really tested it yet, so we might just run a batch of silicone through it. I wonder. Let's see if I can get the camera over here. That kind of hard to see. Next time I do it, I'll move it in a place that's easier for the camera to get to. Do do do. This is a really basic pour, so I really don't need to do too much to it. Let's make sure I got my angle correct here. There we go. And we're just going straight down the middle. There we go. And we'll just pour off the excess into a squishy. Well, I might have enough room for one more. Enough silicone, I think. All right. So there's that. Now, hopefully there aren't any bubbles hiding in the mold, because that's what really bugs me is that when I make my molds, I can't know, just if it's going to be a good one until I get that first pour in it. All right, so that one is done. Now, I was saying how this morning was a train wreck. For the first time, TikTok shut down one of my live streams because of nudity, sexual content. Yeah, I was I was very annoyed at that one. How are we doing here? No, not ready yet. All right, well then let's test this mold. Shift that off to the side. Do, 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 do. Hey, wait, you said green earlier, right? Let's do a green. Do you want like a really bright green or a really dark green? Because I've got this green, and then I have this green, and then I've got some teals. Well, actually, here's another one. It's a little bit more of a moss green. So there's our range of choices. We got a really bright green, this kind of medium mossy green, or this really dark, dark green. Which one you like? You get to choose it, Voxglove. And while you're choosing, I'm going to get my silicone ready. Do, 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 do. Dark green. Okay. I'm warning you, it's a really dark green. It's almost like a black with a green undertone to it. I'll give you a few seconds to change your mind if you choose to. Like the Price is Right. Do you want or let's make a deal. Do you want what's behind door number 2? Door number 3? Which is it going to be? A minty, minty green, yeah. It looks yummy. Okay. So let's get some of this dark, dark green. Can you see how dark that is? Where do I need to be? Closer to me? Nope. Farther away from me. There we go. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. All right, let's see if I can get this into the vacuum chamber in a place that we can actually see it. Now, how's that? That's not bad. Yeah, actually, it's kind of cool when you get to watch it because you really, it's amazing how much air gets pulled out of there, and it's kind of crazy because that silicone actually, some are at least doubles in size as it's vacuuming, and so it's kind of crazy. All right, let's get this back over here. Are we in a good spot? Yeah. But it foams up to a point, and then once it reaches a certain amount of vacuum and it's pulled so much of that air out, it collapses, kind of like souffle collapses. And once you hit that point where it's collapsed, you've pulled the majority of the air out of it. And at this point, we're just pulling that last little bit. One mistake that I make occasionally is I'll put the cup underneath the vent. And so we're pulling the vacuum, and then when we release the vacuum, it pulls air into the chamber. And if your silicone is directly under that vent, it just sprays silicone everywhere. It's just like taking a fire hose to it and just sprays everywhere. Anyway, let's get this into the mold. Let's check this real quick. Almost. And I think I'll do a octopus for this squishy. Eh, gotta make sure I have my mold release in there. Come on, stand on your own. There we go. We'll get that out of the way. Hmm. And now sign the artwork. Okay, I gotta go see what that looks like on a decent sized monitor. All right, that doesn't look bad. Um, Camera's holding up fairly well. Okay, let's see if we can get this out of this mold so that I can get this order done. How are we doing? Oh, we're squishy. We're super squishy. Let's give it a pull real quick. Break it loose all the way down. And now we'll just give it a... This one is kind of nice because it will twist out. There we go. This is super green. I say green. It's very early. It really shouldn't be this floppy, but it is. So I will throw that into the hot pot and we'll let it finish curing there. You want to see something new? This is one that I poured this morning. Again, this is a new model, a new mold. I was testing to make sure that the mold was good, and it is. But this is one of the new models that I've been working on. Sorry about that. um, so anyway, you asked about what is a hot pot. I call it my hot pot. It's actually just a crock pot that it runs about 180 to 200 degrees, and so it will finish off that cure real fast, and it'll also help sanitize, kill all the wee beasties, as we call them. Molds, viruses, bacterias, etc. Not that, oh man, I spray so much alcohol around here, it's not likely that there's anything alive, but most things will die at about 140 to 160 degrees. So running it at 180 for an hour or two afterward, that's going to kill just about anything. All right, so this is the one that we're trying to do now. Okay. Now then, this is going to be a three-color pour. This is a Dewy Skies. So this is pink, white, and blue. It's going to be a Versuston in an A10. So, all right, let me get my silicone together. Okay, got my silicone together here. And, this is my process for doing a multicolor pour is I will mix all of my silicone together first, and then I'm going to split that into what I need for my three colors. Do, 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 do. Oh, I forgot to announce. Order number 241. Oops, turn it around so everybody can see it. Order number 241. So, if the last three digits of your order number is 241, then this one is for you. Okay. Do 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 do. All right, just gonna scrape this down so that we don't have a whole bunch of clear silicone sitting on the side. Okay, so now I need my white. I should have a silicone mixing song, kind of like Linda Belcher on Bob's Burgers. She has a song for everything. I need a silicone mixing song. All right, so now we're going to go with our pink here. Now, this is a really intense pink. We don't need much. That was like maybe 5 drops. Okay. Now we add just a little bit of white to give it a little bit of shimmer. And now we end up with this baby pink. What's the baby blue? What is the pink? What is the baby pink? What is that? Is it just pink? All right. Now then, we need our blue. Now this isn't quite as intense, so we need a little bit more. Now we got to add just a little bit of white. Want some shimmer to it. Now we get this baby blue. All right. Now then, into the vacuum chamber. I feel like a superhero when I say that. And that pink is just so intense. It just get a little bit on you. And yeah. put up my colors. Now, do you remember how floppy this was when I pulled it out of the mold? I mean, it was just like I had to support it. Now it has its own, it'll support itself. Boing, da, doing, da, doing. But dropping it in a hot pot like that really finishes off that cure real fast. Let me pull the camera back around here. So, there we go. And you can see it actually has its own, I mean, it'll stand on its own basically, or it has enough support for itself, but I don't have to actually, cradle it anymore. But that was what, 10 minutes ago? And that's one of the great things about the hot pot. All right, we're ready. There we go. Now then, now if you know your pride flags, now, oops, a little stray. This particular one was inspired by one of the pride flags. Actually, we're only on Twitch and YouTube, so I can actually say it. This was inspired by the trans flag. All right. Yeah, this is my studio space. I have kind of jury rigged a little camera set up here. I actually have four different phones that they're old phones that I've kind of just been accumulating over the years. But I just set up phones on stands and try to do something. All right, let's get this in there, straight down the middle. There we go. And I have a Lego man, Lego person. I have one of those. So let's do that. I don't know when the last time this was sprayed. Okay. We'll, there we go. Ah, forgot. Sign the artwork. And again, this is for order number 241. So if you're watching and your order number ends in 241, this one is for you. That was just a bubble. Okay. All right. So I'm pretty pleased with progress now. I mean, this morning, like I said, it was a shit show this morning. Move that out of the way. Clean up my mess a little bit here. But yeah, this is my studio space. I would take you around on a tour, but well, maybe I can. This one, let me switch here. That one, yeah, I can take this one around with me because this one's. So this is my studio space. Come on, scroll. We have, come on. We have a laser and, well, actually, there's a couple of models that I'm working on right now. Oops, let me get this. There we go. That one that I just showed you, that marbly pink and blue one. Here's the master for it. So, yeah, I mean, oh, that's my box of flops. All right, so let's see if we can get this back in place here. Where, yeah. How do I get the master so smooth? That particular one was an experiment. Uh, that was a PLA print, so it was printed on an FDM printer, and I did almost no cleanup on it. I did a little bit of sanding on the nose of it, on the very, very tip, just because that's where the worst layer lines are. So I did a little bit of sanding there, but then I just did a bunch of really light coats of primer. And I used a matte primer on that one, and I was really happy with the results on that. Um, but you know, primer is great for hiding a multitude of sins, as we say. Let's see. Let me get the camera back here. So there's the master. And if you look really close, there are still some layer lines, like right in here, but they actually don't come out in the final product. So I'm very, very happy with that process. Now here's another master that I'm working on. It's a very simple, elegant shape, but what I kind of did, and this is partly on purpose and partly by mistake, is that I ended up with a bunch of, I think they call it orange peel in my paint because I had layers that were very thick and of different cure. Uh, like I did a bunch of them and then I waited a day or two and I did some more and it caused the first layers weren't completely cured. So when I put the second layers on, it created this kind of crinkle effect. But we've also got this nice glossy head. So I'm uh, I'm really curious to see how this one comes out. I do have a couple of sags, and drips in my paint, but we'll see. This may or may not ever make it into the to production, but I am really curious about this process, this kind of texture that we're creating here. All right, and with that, I think I'm done. Any questions? Whew. And again, order number 241. All right. I am out of here. You guys have a good day. I'm going to go find a couch to lay on. Bye.